Welcome, crypto fam, to the number one daily Bitcoin pod, and happy stacking Saturday. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as well as breaking news. Florida owns $800 million in crypto investments and wants to accumulate more, according to the Florida State CFO. Let's go. Also, I'll be sharing the latest from Rich Dad. Robert Kiyosaki, always very bullish on the biddy. We'll also be discussing self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto, aka Fake Toshi, Craig Wright, accused of contempt of court. I'll be sharing this latest report, as well as MicroStrategy's Bitcoin success principles revealed by their one and only founder, Mikey Saylor, and quoting Max Kaiser, intellectually and executing on a vision, nobody even comes close to Saylor, probably the greatest CEO in 100 years. We'll also be discussing time for a Trump pledge to buy 20% of the entire Bitcoin supply and what would occur if this were to happen, as well as Shamath P's bold Bitcoin prediction, sharing why $240,000 price target is realistic. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Let's kick off our show, shall we? If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe, then hit the bell icon. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Today is pod episode 1806. I'm your host, JV. It's November 2nd, 2024. Markets are pumping, back in the green. We have U.S. presidential election 3 days out. It's getting wild. A lot of wild, crazy chaos in this world. But anyways, let's continue with our market watch. You should be able to see Coin 360 on your screen. Wow. Coin 360 shows we're at 70,000. Beautiful. Pump it up. While Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Tron, Cardano, and Sun correcting and in the red. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. We're sitting at a 2.32 trillion market cap, total crypto. Bitcoin market cap, $1.37 trillion. We got roughly 50 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance on the climb. Look at that. 59.2%. Whoa. Ether dominance, a new multi-year low of 12.9%. Do you think this trend will likely continue? Bitcoin eating away the Ether dominance? Let me know. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We have Radium up 5%, Celestia up 3%, and BCH barely in the green as the majority of the alts are correcting and in the red. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. Safe to say 95% of the market in the red. Zooming out on the monthly, pretty mixed, maybe 50-50. And checking out the time chain calendar, we have 181,401 blocks to the next halving. We're currently on block 868,599, and you can currently exchange $1 for 1,437 Satoshis. So stack them sats accordingly. This is Coinbase exchange chart brought to you via TradingView. This is the 1 hour. We do have a red bull target sitting at the cusp of just above price discovery, actually. 74.4, which you notice right here on your screen. And zooming out from the 1 hour, we'll check out the 4 hour chart. Again, live and in the flesh, family. Welcome everyone to the stream. There's a bullish pennant formation breakout. We do have a couple of targets on the 4 hour. The blue bull target is 81.3, and the green bull target is sitting at a bullish pennant 78.8 in play. Let's go. That's going to take us to new all-time highs. And checking out the 1 day chart, you can see we had like 4 or 5 days green consecutive daily closes. We ultimately touched price discovery at 73.6, but we've been correcting since. We do have a bottom target on the daily chart. You can see on your screen sitting all the way down at 24.2. And checking out the 1 week chart, I'm going to take a quick glance. You can see we still have the sexy cup and handle target. You can see sitting at 124,000. And we do have a bear target formed on the weekly now at 24,000 as well. And zooming out from the weekly, we'll take a quick glance at the 1 month chart. which shows us we had a green candle close just recently for the month of October. We also had a little green candle close for the month of September. Let's see if we can continue the bullish momentum. Let me know if you feel we'll likely continue. Enter price discovery, and how high do you think we climb for this month of November? Let me know, family. And I'm going to read you a quote from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad author. He wrote, "When money is abundant, then products of life become plentiful and inexpensive. That is why I love Bitcoin and why I love life." And I just realized I need to change the scene for you guys so you can see it better. There you go. When money becomes scarce and expensive, so does the price of life and the abundances of life. I support the Bitcoin standard of life because I love the abundance and the lower price of life for everyone, not just the rich. I vote for the Bitcoin standard. What will you vote for? So there you go. But anyways, let's continue by diving into our headlines for the day. Florida making big strides. Florida owns $800 million in crypto investments and wants to accumulate more, according to their state CFO. That's right. The government of Florida already owns $800 million worth of crypto. How many of you did not know that? Related investments could soon hold more, according to Jimmy Patronis, Chief Financial Officer of Florida. Patronis says in a new interview with CNBC that he would not be shocked to see the number grow if Trump wins the presidential election in 3 days. Quoting him here, "Crypto's not going anywhere. It's not going to contract. It is going to continue to be expanding. And I think we'd be a fool if we were not prepared to do anything we can do to harness the opportunity there." Patronis recently wrote the Florida State Board of Administration, which manages the assets of the Florida retirement system, requesting the board complete a report exploring the potential impact of adding crypto to their pension funds investment portfolios. Let's go. Quoting them here. "When managing state pensions for firefighters, teachers, and police officers, it's also essential to prioritize the bottom line and ensure the best return on investment for the Floridians. This is where the potential of investing in a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin becomes particularly compelling." Couldn't agree more. I think these firefighters, police officers, and teachers deserve the biddy. Bitcoin is often called digital gold, and it could help diversify the state's portfolio and provide a secure hedge against the volatility of other major asset classes. The State Board of Administration maintains a Florida growth fund that allows more and more innovative and emergent investments, and a digital currency investment pilot program could be the perfect fit, offering potential benefits we cannot afford to overlook. So there you go. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Obviously, very bullish when you have states adopting Bitcoin. We already have the state of Wyoming and other states in the States. Florida, join the party. Come on. Game theory in full effect, family. Let's go to the next headline of the day and discuss Craig Wrong, a.k.a. Fake Toshi. He's in the headlines today. Self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto, Craig Wright, accused of contempt of court. That's right, Australian computer scientist, the self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor Craig Wright, back in court after filing a $1.1 billion lawsuit against Jack Dorsey-backed payments firm Block. According to the new report from Reuters, the self-styled Satoshi is being accused of contempt of court by the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, COPA, the same organization that showed overwhelming evidence in court earlier this year that Wright did not create Bitcoin. Furthermore, in July, COPA further accused Wright of forging documents on a grand scale, referring the case to the Crown Prosecution Service, which is the CPS, the agency that conducts the criminal prosecutions in England and Wales. Wright is appealing the ruling, though a decision on whether or not the appeal will be allowed has yet to be made. Today in court, COPA lawyer Jonathan Howe said that a recently filed lawsuit against Square Up Europe Limited, owned by Dorsey's Block, constituted a breach of the injunction. To the new accusations, Wright responded from Singapore with the following: "I do not believe I am in contempt." Now, Wright also added he would refile if needed to show that his new case has nothing to do with the ownership of the creation of the system. Wright's contempt hearing is scheduled for December, putting a hold on his Block lawsuit until then. Wright is not the first self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor to make the news this week. Just the other day, British businessman Stephen Mola claimed to be Satoshi at a bizarre London press conference. Here's what I'll say. Anyone claiming to be Satoshi is absolutely not Satoshi. However, you're Satoshi, I'm Satoshi, Nip is Satoshi, Peanut was Satoshi. We're all Satoshi except fake Toshi and those claiming and trying to fool people and deceive people into being Satoshi. Let's continue with the headlines. We discussed the latest with Craig Wrong. Now let's discuss the latest from Mikey Saylor, the Giga Chad himself. Headline reads, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin success principles revealed by their founder, this handsome young man, Michael Saylor, the one and only. In a recently published tweet, founder and currently executive chair of MicroStrategy, Mikey Saylor, revealed the key elements of the successful strategy that has helped the company see mammoth growth both in the market cap and in the share price in the past 4 years. Aside from that, recently published on-chain data has revealed MicroStrategy has transferred a large Bitcoin chunk to a new blockchain address. And shout out Chandy, #1 Bitcoin music creator. Hands down, greatly appreciate the super, but you got to spice it up with the 69. Agreed 100%, and I'll give you a gong hit here shortly. MicroStrategy is in an exclusive relationship with Bitcoin. Here's our principles in which Michael Saylor shared. Number 1, buy and hodl Bitcoin indefinitely, exclusively, securely. Number 2, prioritize MicroStrategy common stock long-term value creation. Number 3, treat all investors with respect, consistency, and transparency. 4, structure MicroStrategy to outperform Bitcoin via intelligent leverage. 5, acquire Bitcoin continually while achieving positive Bitcoin yield. 6, grow rapidly and responsibly subject to market dynamics. 7, innovative fixed income securities backed by the BTC. 8, maintain healthy, robust, pristine balance sheet. And 9, promote global adoption of the BTC as a treasury reserve asset. Those are the 9 key Bitcoin principles for MicroStrategy's success, in which I just outlined for you. Let me know if you agree. And there you have it. Now, this week, MicroStrategy announced they plan to raise a mind-boggling $42 billion over the next 3 years, which is virtually like $38 million per day every day for 3 years. It's mind-boggling. We've covered this on the pod. To buy an additional amount of Bitcoin, which would equate to another 500,000 plus Bitcoin at today's price. They already hold $18 billion worth of Bitcoin as a company. Michael Saylor holds over $1 billion personally, and the company has 252,220 Bitcoin. If you add 500 plus thousand to that, they're going to have roughly 750,000 Bitcoin. It looks like that's going to be roughly 5% of the circulating supply, which is really mind-boggling. Now, as reported several hours ago, the aforementioned business intelligence company, MicroStrategy, made a large Bitcoin transfer to a newly created wallet. It revealed Saylor's company transferred 1,652 Bitcoin, valued at $114 million, just a tiny part of the company's overall crypto stash. And according to the tweet, these coins were purchased at an average price of $39,000 per coin with an unrealized profit of almost $8 billion. So there you go. And quoting Max Kaiser, the high priest, intellectually and executing on a vision, nobody even comes close to Michael Saylor. Probably the greatest CEO in 100 years. Staying focused and really understanding what it is you're trying to do is all important. Only a handful of truly understand the Bitcoin. Fewer still can execute on this level. Only one is the CEO of listed company. Only one of, the one and only, Michael Saylor. Our feature stories, our next story we're going to be discussing is a Trump pump. The headline reads, time for Trump or Kamala to pledge to buy 20% of the entire Bitcoin supply. And thank you, Dalton Wilta. The gong gives me a chubby. Oh boy. And thank you, Muhammad. I'll hit you guys with the gong when we get through with this next story. Keep the comments flowing. Keep the supers flowing. We're getting very close to hitting our target. 2 supers away. They got to be $5 or more, just FYI. But yeah, time for Trump to pledge to buy 20% of the entire Bitcoin supply. After weeks of a neck-to-neck presidential campaign between the Dems and Republicans, Trump's odds of being elected to president of the U.S. are on the rise, according to betting market Polymarket. Trump leads Democratic candidate Harris by a whopping 30 plus points at this time. Not too shabby. And despite Harris incorporating crypto into her campaign with the help of Mark Cuban, the presidency seems to be slipping away from the current vice president. Good. I mean, she's been in power for the past 4 years. If you like how things have been going for the last 4 years, by all means, vote her again. If you don't like what you have witnessed in the past 4 years, we need someone new, someone different. Trump has not brought up Bitcoin in a large campaign event in several months. There are numerous possibilities for Trump to court votes amongst Bitcoin community. Well, you know what he did do on Halloween Day? It's also the Bitcoin Satoshi white paper day, 16th anniversary from the day the white paper was launched by Satoshi. Trump did do a very special post to the Bitcoiners and reminded us that do not vote for Harris if you're a Bitcoiner because she's anti-Bitcoin, clearly, with Gensler and Senator Warren. We all know this. Shout out everyone with the supers rumbling in. It's much appreciated. For example, it's time for Trump to reveal his intention of holding Bitcoin as a national strategic asset, which is what he did in Tennessee at the Nashville Bitcoin Conference. He should outline an extensive Bitcoin policy, highlighting his plan to scoop up 20% of the Bitcoin supply, or about 4 million Bitcoins. In fact, when he did speak, he said the United States will stockpile the Bitcoin if he's elected president. And RFK Jr., who is in his cabinet to make America healthy again, his goal was for them to stockpile 4 million Bitcoin by purchasing 400 Bitcoin a day per day every single day. Now, he should position this to get the United States out of debt. Trump also said that he would make the United States the Bitcoin mining hub of the entire world. I remember it because I watched it and I have a podcast each and every day and I don't miss a beat. So can't pull anything over on me. Trump should outline it. Harris could do the same, but she is unlikely to do so. Why? We all know she's an enemy of crypto. Now, despite a foray into the world of DeFi to the charge-in of the Bitcoin maxis, Trump demonstrated understanding how Bitcoin could be applied at the nation-state level, announcing his national debt plan. He can extol all the different virtues of Bitcoin and how it can benefit the nation of the USA. For example, he stated in his view, Bitcoin miners help to stabilize the energy supply in the grid. He committed in being an advocate for miners from his seat at the Oval Office. Trump posted on social media, Bitcoin mining may be our last line of defense against the CBDC, central bank digital currency. He also added, Biden's hatred of Bitcoin only helps China, Russia, and the radical communist left. We want all the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant. Preach. Well said, Trump. The former president campaign was accepting crypto donations, as we know, and gone so hard after the Bitcoin vote. He pledged at the 2024 Libertarian Party Convention to commute Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht's double life sentence, and he also reminded us that free Ross in the recent tweet on the 16th white paper anniversary day a few days ago. And Trump's campaign rhetoric was early shared by the Trump administration. Crypto innovators and others in the tech sector are under attack from Biden and the Dems. And while Biden stifles innovation with more regulation and higher taxes, Trump is ready to encourage American leadership in this and other emerging technology. So Trump, to be sure, does not view crypto as a currency, nor has he voiced any support for Bukele's Bitcoin legal tender law. That should change. Trump has a golden opportunity to be proactive and introduce policy as part of the campaign strategy to get elected. He should announce a plan to acquire a substantial amount of the Bitcoin with the intention of paying down the national debt. Trump should guarantee the right to self-custody and create a working group to explore the possibility of creating a Bitcoin standard similar to the classical gold standard. The U.S. could still create dollars. They would just have to be pegged to the Bitcoin. Let's make Bitcoin a strategic world reserve currency. How would that impact the price? Now, with the election only 3 days out, let me know your thoughts and how you feel all this is likely to play out. Now let's dive into our feature story of the day. Shamath P makes a bold price prediction and shares why Bitcoin will likely hit 240,000 this cycle. We also have been discussing Trump adopting 20% of the Bitcoin supply, stockpiling it for the United States of America. So let's break all this down. The billionaire investor and former Facebook executive Shamath P, also an early Bitcoin OG, early adopter, is known for his fearless and forward-looking bets in the tech and financial worlds. His latest proclamation about Bitcoin as the future inflation hedge is gaining attention across the financial landscape, particularly his shocking price prediction of 240,000 per Bitcoin. Send it. Now, while Bitcoin's already showing signs of another rally and institutional adoption ramping up here in Q4, investors are watching the biddy, and they're watching Chamath P moves closely. Here's a breakdown of what Silicon Valley investor said and why he thinks Bitcoin could eclipse stocks, gold, and even cash as the ultimate inflation hedge. Well, we already know, fam. For those unfamiliar, Chamath P made his mark as one of the earliest executives at Facebook and later founded Social Capital, an investment firm focused on advancing the tech and financial industries. Chamath P was initially skeptical of crypto during the 2022 bear market, focusing his investments on other areas. But in a recent interview, he said, Bitcoin is now the best inflation hedge, dubbing it the breakout asset of the next 50 to 100 years. Preach! Chamath P's pivot towards Bitcoin marked a complete 180-degree turn, as he now believes it's on track to become the go-to asset for preserving wealth for the long term. Quoting him here, the breakout asset was going to be Bitcoin. I think it looks like it's going to be the resounding inflation hedge hedge asset for the next 50 to 100 years. So let's break down the case for Bitcoin over stocks, gold as inflation hedge. Historically, gold has been viewed as the safest inflation hedge, while stocks offer higher returns over time, but the Bitcoin supply limit of 21 million coins and increasing adoption as a digital gold offers a new inflation hedge. According to Chamath P, while the US dollar continues to devalue due to the inflation, Bitcoin's decentralized limited supply structure makes it resilient as a store of value. Chart analysis have noted Bitcoin's pattern alignment with the previous bull runs of assets like the S&P and gold. Both have formed and broken out a technical pattern known as the cup and handle, which has been known to signal major price surges. Bitcoin's current setup on the same path could hint at a significant bull run to 240,000, pretty much in alignment with Max Kaiser's bottom target for this cycle. Max has been proclaiming 220,000. Now, the Bitcoin to gold chart has also revealed a head and shoulder pattern, which analysts recognize as one of the strongest bullish technical indicators. Here's how this pattern traditionally signals strength. Number one, formation of three peaks. The head is the central, tallest peak, flanked by two smaller peaks called the shoulders. Number two, we have the neckline breakout. When the price breaks above the neckline, the price often climbs by the amount equal to the distance from the neckline to the head's peak. In the Bitcoin case, this could project a massive surge to the 240,000 target. And if that isn't enough, let's discuss the Fibonacci retracement. This level adds weight to Chamath P's price target, mapping the previous highs to record lows. Fibonacci projections point to the same 240,000 region for the Bitcoin. So here's the final thoughts. Chamath P's bullish outlook and technical factors are aligning. Bitcoin could be set for a run that redefines its place in the global financial system. If Chamath P is right, Bitcoin may not only serve as a hedge against inflation, but also emerge as a mainstream store of value, surpassing both gold and equities in resilience and growth. And if Bitcoin does indeed hit $240,000, how will that impact your life? And right alongside, what if Trump were to pledge to buy 20% of the entire Bitcoin supply for the United States of America? You know, again, RFK Jr. said they'd like to stockpile 4 million Bitcoin. How do you think this would impact the Bitcoin price action with election day 3 days away? Let me know your thoughts, family.